I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakadash, and the double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for pushing this truth and not letting clips like this be able to deceive me.
Thinking you're believing a contradiction.
When you can prove that there is any God, let alone your God,
Jesus rose from the dead. He already proved it.
then you have. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Prove it.
What year is it?
Prove it.
2023 AD, after the death of who? Not Buddha, not Muhammad, not Charles Darwin. Jesus Christ.
Now it looks like he has a point there for a second. When we look at the facts, how old is the letter J? Answer and explanation. Until the year 1524, there was no letter J in the alphabet. The letter J was originally the same letter as I. In fact, there was no letter J in any language prior to the 14th century in England. The letter did not become widely used until the 17th century. So when they say that there's no name under heaven in which men can be saved, the book of Acts chapter 4 verse 12. New International Version. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. I'm recording. Don't come in here to talk about don't nah. All right, so what was Jesus called 2,000 years ago? Christ's given name, commonly Romanized as Yeshua, was quite common in first century Galilee. All right, so it says that Yahweh's name was Romanized as Yeshua. So obviously his name wasn't Yahweh because he was an Israel. His name wasn't Yeshua. That was Satan. Slip of the tongue. His name wasn't Yeshua, plus I was thinking about the conversation. People ask me stuff. Yahweh Shai, his name was Romanized as Yeshua in the first century. All right. Jesus comes from the transliteration of Yeshua into Greek and then English. Okay, so Jesus comes from the Romanized name of his original name, Yeshua. All right. So it comes from the name Jesus is translated from a Romanized name of Yeshua when his original name was Yahweh Shai, but they Romanized it and called him Yeshua. That's what it says right here on the internet. I'm not making this up. All right. So you see it right here on the screen. So Jesus comes from the transliteration of Yeshua into Greek and then English. Archaeologists have unearthed the tombs of 71 Yeshuas from the period of Yahweh's death. All right, we don't got time for no Yeshua. The book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 5. For many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ. And that just means I am the anointed one. Christ means anointed one. But there's only one that was anointed by God. But he prophesied that many shall come in my name saying, I am the anointed one, and shall deceive many. Not deceive a few, shall deceive many. All right, so we can't be surprised with all of this confusion out here, because he said many shall be deceived. The book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ, anointed ones. The word Christ means anointed. For there shall arise false Christ and false prophets. All right, so you got the false anointed ones, and then you got the false prophets prophesying peace and prosperity, as it is written. For when they shall say peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction come. All right, so, and as it was also written, they will not hear you because they will not hear me. All right, so the men of the Lord are not going to be $150 million and wearing purple. All right, the men of the Lord are not going to be listened to by everyone. All right, they're not going to be preaching prosperity and peace. They're going to be prophesying with the prophets. They're going to break down what the prophets wrote thousands of years ago. And then everything that the prophet said thousands of years ago are going to come to pass. Period. That's it. That's all. That's a man of the Lord. All right? So, back to this ridiculous video.
Thinking you're believing a contradiction.
When you can prove that there is any God, let alone your God,
Jesus rose from the dead. He already proved it.
then you have... No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Prove it.
What year is it?
Prove it.
2023 AD.
So he just basically said Jesus is God, because he said if you could prove that there's any God, he said Jesus rose from the dead, already proved it. What? Now, yes, that proves that there's a higher power. God means power. It's not a name. It's a title. It's the most powerful title anybody could have, no matter what genre or what subject anybody's talking about. God of science or anything. So this whole conversation is a contradiction because there's no information here. It's just feelings. The only information that anybody has is that it's the year 2023 after the death of who they ignorantly call a name that wasn't invented until the 17th century. It wasn't even widely used until the letter of the so-called name wasn't even widely used until the 17th century. So how can there be any name? There's no other name under heaven where man could be saved. That was declared 2,000 years ago, proven 2,023 years ago. But now all of a sudden, this name since the 17th century, that's the name where nobody else could be saved. All right, this is just complete. It's just like a sandcastle going against the ocean. It's easy to just tear this down.